Wow, what a week it's been. I was previously using an older laptop with Thunderbolt, and I was all set up for a while. I even made a video about, not using the Mac, and I'm done with the Mac. I'm going to stick with the PC, but I had to switch back for now because I still have this Apollo Twin X Thunderbolt, which was it was running everything on the Mac. I had, no issues until fast forward, I bought these new UAD amp sim plugins. And I bought the Ruby and I bought the Dream. I don't know if it's wise to load them all up in one shot, but I will. Oh, that's not it. That's the old Dream reverb from a long time ago. The Dream 65. I'm not going to load the line on top too. I'm one-handed right now, so I can't kill. Well, I could just remove them like this. But anyway, so I bought these UAD amp sim plugins. Okay. Now, I don't care what you say. The i5 in this can run them. Okay. I can even demonstrate it running them. Okay. So I was having a heck of a time. They weren't running. They were not working well on this laptop with this Thunderbolt interface. Now, I just downloaded something. Thunderbolt Windows Universal Audio says, yeah, it's okay. You can do that. We can do that. We're compatible, so they say. And what is the requirement for these native plugins? An Intel CPU. Well, okay, I did that. Now I can go back to the year 1993 and find you an Intel CPU. Does that work? No. But that's all that UA has said. Just get yourself an Intel CPU. Okay, I did it. And I'm telling you, I know enough about computers that that's enough. I can even demonstrate it being enough. So, I made a couple of videos. I showed UA support. Of course, they want to go through all the cookie cutter stuff. Sir, is it turned on? Send us screenshots, blah, blah, blah. So I've been dealing with that since like four days now. So that's good. That's just, it's not going anywhere. Spoiler alert, here's what it is. This being Thunderbolt and this being Windows and whatever Thunderbolt chip is in there, there's some deep-seated incompatibility, which means the software that is this, that is the software that is in here, that is the software that is in here, there are issues, okay? Now, I stress that word software because I think some of these guys on these forums think that what's in under the hood here may be cookie dough and love. But no, it is in fact hardware and software. That's what makes these run. It's not sparkles and unicorns. It's software that's in there. You wouldn't believe the conversations I've had this week with these guys. So, again, I could run everything on this. Everything. I could record my drums. I could record virtual instruments. I could record my synthesizers. I was not having any trouble until it come to this UAD amp sims, the Dream, the Ruby, and the Lion. So I went, where is that damn thing? Oh, it's over here. I went and I borrowed this from the band that I had lent it to. It's mine, but it's got permanent residency at this other band's house. I just leave it there. It's a Focusrite Scarlett ATI. I bring it back to my house and I hook it up. It's a USB device. And damn Sam, if these amp sims, the Dream, the Ruby, and the Lion, work perfectly on here. No problem. I have videos I've made proving that. I'm not going to reference them right now in terms of showing you, but I could, that I sent to UA. This i5 CPU is good enough to run these, and I don't care what any 15-year-old kid on Gear Source or Gear Sluts or whatever it's called says. So you wouldn't believe the arguments I've had with people attacking me. Now, I knew that ahead of time when I explained my situation. I didn't go on Gear Sluts and the support forums and all these. Like, audio guys have very fragile egos. They have to be right. They just have to be right. I suppose I'm the same way. The difference is I am always right. And let me tell you why. I don't tend to say anything if I can't make reference to it. Okay. Now, do I make mistakes? Yeah, I make mistakes. But I'm not going to just wander into a forum and start talking about astrophysics or brain surgery if I don't understand the topic. These dunces were like your classic, like, Slayer flying V guitar guys, and they're just like, I think it's your CPU, dude. It's like, well, kindly point to the CPU, because you can. I could open a tower up. They're not going to be able to point to a CPU. I guarantee it, right? They're just like, they heard the term casually at Starbucks, and they're just like, it's the CPU, dude. It's like, no, Skylar, it's not the CPU. So, and so I went into the forum not looking for an argument. I went into these forums, these various forums, describing my problem and just saying, hey, Universal Audio and people in the forums, you may be interested to know that you cannot run a Universal Audio plugin with a Thunderbolt interface on Windows. You can't, you start to play your guitar and it starts to go, right? And then, okay, so go get yourself a Focusrite, whatever, anything, and it works, proving that the CPU's okay, dude. The CPU's okay. And I mean, and they're like, well, it's a Shark processor, and blah, blah. I'm like, don't tell me, man. I'm 25 years into IT. I've built more computers than you've seen in your life. I've fixed more computers than you've seen. Don't tell me about the CPU, Skylar. Okay? I'm telling you that can run these no problem. I even fed the situation into ChatGPT and explained what I was doing and what this is and what the Shark CPUs are, and they're quad core at 450 megahertz versus 3 gigahertz at dual core. And ChatGPT was like, yup, shouldn't be a problem there. And you know who else didn't have a problem with my CPU, dude? Was Universal Audio. Don't you think that they know? Don't you think that on day one, the Universal Audio support guy would have said, it's your CPU, dude? No. The only one complaining about that was Skylar and Beavis and Butthead and all the other bacon-stained Creed fans on the forums. It's crazy how much I got attacked. And I tried to nip that stuff in the bud, as they say, before when I presented I wasn't looking for a debate. I was looking to show people that this is a bug. Somebody get interested that this is a bug. So to try to avoid all this, I was like, look, it's not this and it's not that. And I want to point out that this laptop works great. And anyway, one by one, I'm fighting these trolls off at Gear Source, Gear Sluts, Gear Space, whatever it's called. And I'm fighting them off in the support forums. And they're one by one going, it's an old laptop, dude. And I'm like, yeah, but it runs everything. It runs like heavy VSTIs. I can do AI on, I can do rendering on here. This old cheap laptop, you guys don't understand that if things are programmed efficiently in C, C++, Rust, assembler, which these things are, these are, it's quality code. You can run on older machines, and why wouldn't you want to? And so yeah, I'm fighting these guys and fighting them like 10 guys in these forums. It's crazy for 4 days, and we're private messaging and we're public messaging, and so it's really funny because I defeated all of them. I shut all of them up. And what it comes down to, when you prove it, I use the ChatGPT stuff that it told me, right? When it comes down to they're wrong, they're like when they know they're backed in the corner and they're publicly humiliated, right? Which is never the intent. This was never supposed to be a debate. But they go, well, I hope you never fix it with your old laptop. That would be like if you had your conversation with some car mechanics about a flat tire. And one mechanic was like this, and you're like, no, it's not that. Another mechanic was like, well, maybe it's this with your, your, I don't know, car terms. It's your disc brakes, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, no, because of this. And they were like, well, I hope you never fix your car. It's like, you hope that I never fix my car because you can't be right that it's not my CPU. And there's one guy he was just like double and tripling down. I was just like, geez, I would like you to be right. I'd like to just go, look, this boner is right. Coolbass is right. But I really couldn't just go, yeah, he hasn't said anything. It's like that Adam Sandler. It's like, what you just said is the dumbest thing that anyone has ever heard. At no point in your incoherent rambling have you made even, like there was, it was like, it was like adults were talking and kids kept chiming in going, CPU, what, do you think it's the CPU? It's like, adults are talking, guys. So anyway, yeah, no, and yeah, the final conclusion was, I hope you never fix it. It's like, why? Weird to hope that someone would never fix a problem. But good news, trolls, I did fix it. So I could either stay on this PC, and I could run another interface, which I got to bring that back to the band. It is mine, but they're recording an album right now, and for every day it's not at their place. I'm holding them up for a thing I lent them. Black Friday's coming, so I could get another interface, say USB or something. I could just be done with Universal Audio. I'm not real happy with them. Between buying a Dream pedal, the Bluetooth don't work. Buying a Ruby pedal, the Bluetooth don't work. Buying a Lion pedal, and the Bluetooth don't work. And then this, where there is a problem between these plugins and a Thunderbolt interface and a PC with Windows on it, all to do with software, not cookie dough, unicorn, and sparkles, but software. This is all software. Because it's the other thing I got on the thing. The guy goes, "Oh, so it's a bug with your laptop." I'm like, "No, I just said, stupid idiot. I just said, stupid idiot, that everything works perfect on the laptop. I said it's the UAD software." He goes, how could it be this? How could it be software? I had to explain to him that this here, that's not a real amplifier. You can't journey through the screen into this magical land. This is software, right? And this operates on software. And the little chipset that the Thunderbolt thing hooks up to, the little Thunderbolt nubby there, that's software. And then the Windows operating system is software. Like I don't know what he thought, if he just thought this was full of goo, but yeah, it's all software, boys. And that's where the problem lies. And again, he was one of these, well, then I hope you never fix it. Because he was wrong. Because he was wrong about making these childish guesses. He hopes that I never fix it. Well, sorry, chump, I did fix it. So, also, I've retreated back to the Mac for now, and that's the only reason why. It actually wasn't too hard to move my waves this time. They made it easier. It wasn't hard to move my Universal Audio. They've made it easier. But I'm thinking of dumping this. Like, yeah, what do I got in there? I've got LA2A compressors, 1176, Pultec, Fairchild, got some EQ, my Space Echo. I have a collection of 20 years of Universal Audio plugins that I've bought, but I'm sick of chasing this stuff around. I'm sick of problems like this. The Dream, Ruby, and Lion Bluetooth problem rubbed me the wrong way. And I've been getting into just this whole working philosophy of limitations, which some of you guys on the forum have been talking to me about. Like, limitations is best, immediacy is best. If I were to dump the Universal Audio plugins, it would be less choices for me to have to make. And I think that might be a good thing. I am freaking overwhelmed with choices. I got 1,000 plugins just like you guys do. How many do you need? Couple good compressors, couple good EQs, couple good reverbs. You don't need freaking 1,000 of them, So I don't know. I may get out of the the Universal Audio ecosystem. I may just sell this with all the plugins and say, bye-bye. That was an expensive 20 years. Bye-bye. You'd think they'd be interested in this. Thunderbolt plus Windows equals these amp sim plugins don't work. But there's just ToneX finishing the install. Oh, there goes amplitude 5. But they don't seem to be. They don't seem to be interested in it. They're just like, well, sir, you gotta make sure your computer works good, sir. It's like, yeah, no, I did that, Universal Audio. I know more about computers than you. I guarantee it. If there's 500 people working at Universal Audio, I know more about computers than 499 of them. I mean, just statistically, because of my 25 years experience as an IT manager. Okay. Yeah, no, it's really crazy, but that's where we're at. So I don't know. Do I come back to the PC and just, because dumping this solves me, a few problems at this point, right? I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to have it on my desk. I get $1,000 back in my pocket. I don't have to do the Mac, because this whole Mac thing is just so that because this is going to be my interface for a while, as opposed to that, because that's going back. So I don't know. That's the rant, but yeah, it is a software bug. It's not my CPU, Skylar, and I'm sorry that you hope you never fix this.